Hi. Today I wanted to talk about the idea that we all have numbers in our heads about specific things that we don't really trust ourselves anymore. Um, the idea, we've lost faith in ourselves, right? And this idea that we have a lot of faith in science, right? In getting 10,000 steps a day, in spending less than half an hour on Instagram, and spending less than 3 hours on our phone, and picking up our phone whatever amount of times, in doing whatever. We love to have these numbers. We love to have less than blank bodies. We love less than whatever. It's chatter, right? You know what the montage looks like when we're all chattering. But at the same time, it's like whatever faith we had put into religion before, where we had told God to give us, tell us what to do, lead us in the right moral direction. Now we've told science to do such thing as a community. Oh, hi squirrel. And so we have these goals for ourselves, but we're afraid to tinker with them, right? Because these are goals that people making them know they're under so much pressure to have one number that works for everyone. And that's never ever been the case. It's never going to be the case. It's like aspiring to like everyone or want to be liked by everyone, right? It's impossible. And yet we all strive to do it all the time. It's kind of part of our nature. I find that really interesting. But I really feel like people nowadays, and I don't know if this was different before, I think I'm way too young to know, but it just seems to me that people today are afraid to tinker with their with ideals, right? So where you used to have, it used to be move enough, smoke less, because we were all smoking back then, but you know what I mean? It's a lot of not tinkering anymore. Now it's 10,000 steps. Now it's do this, with numbers. And numbers are good. It's good to set numbers, but they have to be your numbers, right? That's kind of what I'm saying. It's kind of what I'm getting at. You have 24 hours every day, and that's kind of the only thing that's constant between all of us, right? You need a different amount of sleep every night. You need a different amount of anything, and it's just kind of ridiculous. And we all experience it so differently, right? Such small genetic differences, they make up so little of our physical, tangible, scientific differences that we can explain right now. But we experience everything so differently, people, especially in how you deal with emotion, right? People deal with emotion in such different ways, and I think it's something beautiful to think about, right? But it's also something to really honor and it's just, sorry. Sorry. There's this one video, I forgot who it's by, but he's a guy that talks on his porch and stuff. But one of his biggest videos is called Just Be Bro. I'll link it in the description, but I think it's really hard to just be, right? That's kind of his point, and I agree with that. But at the same time, I think we do need to justify the things that we do, and I mean it in one of the loosest ways, right? And again, the problem is when you don't set a number for everyone, today's society switches off. We switch off. We've decided that that's not valuable anymore. And so what I would like to do is call out to the people that still value that and say everything should be justifiable, but to a very low extent. The bar should be very low, right? If you're doing nothing, if you're sitting out into the stars, watching the stars, that's valuable too, obviously, right? I'm not saying you should never have fun. I'm not saying, but productive should be redefined, right? Productive is making yourself better, right? So you can contribute something greater, so you can be better, right? It's about being. It's true, I agree with the thesis, but the idea that you shouldn't always be doing something productive, I disagree with, right? If there's things that you're doing that you're not going to learn from, you're not going to be a better person from, you're not going to help anybody else from, you're not going to help yourself from, and you're going to regret doing them and the first point was you're not going to learn anything from, I don't know why you're doing it. And you probably don't either, right? That's probably the wrong decision. And there are cases where that's not the wrong decision, but then you'll probably be able to define whatever you're getting from that in one of those 5 aspects, right? And so just being is fine, but it's honestly nicer to have goals, right? It's nice to have goals. It's nice to have goals that have like a check mark, that have objectives on them, right? Cool. At the same time, it's really great to be able to make your own goals, right? Because you're the only one that you can trust with those goals. Nobody else is gonna make them for you, right? Nobody else is gonna validate them for you. That's the hardest part. It's the hardest part, is validating them for yourself. I don't know, and when things don't work out and you get this pain in your chest, like, that sucks. That sucks. But when you get, when you do what you want and you get what you want, it's one of the most rewarding feelings you've ever experienced. Oh my god, I'm sorry. No, sorry. Yeah, that's all. Just, like, set your own goals, man. Like, look at where you are in relation to the average person. Genuinely assess yourself. It's great to be self-aware. Assess yourself. Make yourself the right goals. You know what I mean? Like, put yourself in the right spot where you want to be, where you want to get going. But don't make it too crazy, right? Look up Vygotsky's fucking zone of proximal development. I don't know. Or is it Vygotsky? No, it's Vygotsky. My bad. But, like, you know what I mean? Make your own goals. Be confident in yourself. You could do it. You got it. All right, bye.